It's Hannah.
And Trevor.
And it's Disney Finsomniac. And today we are going to do another Wild Card Wednesday. Ooh. Now this is going to be a video where we are, in honor of Women's History Month, we're going to be ranking from the official lineup of princesses which movies we think are the least to the most empowering for women and girls to watch. Now, as a disclaimer, this list does not reflect necessarily how much we enjoy said movies, okay? So we are going to be dropping some fire in this video. I'm sure some people will not like it, but we want to be really clear that just because we don't think a movie is the most empowering does not mean that it cannot hold merit on its own or have other messages or purposes or artistic merit in its own right, okay? Now that we've got that big disclaimer out of the way, I'm feeling like we should show a pin with every princess.
Yeah,
what do you think?
That sounds good.
Now, I'll take it off our princess board, and we'll start off with number 13. Any guesses?
What could it be?
None of you will be surprised. We're gonna clock in number 1 as
Snow White.
wah, wah, wah. Now, Snow White is a very unique movie. It is very special. It is historic and holds so much value.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. It is, on the other hand, not the most female empowering movie that exists. Quite frankly, it's kind of a weird movie in general, and what Snow White does in that. If you disagree, please tell us why in the comment below. Okay, next princess we have on our list. And you know what? We're actually going to be really specific and say that it's not the princess themselves, it is the movies. Because some of these princesses might be empowering in other ways, but maybe are not in their movie. So like many of them have sequels or TV shows or things that are empowering about them in other spaces. But the movie is not the most empowering. Okay, we have Sleeping Beauty. Princess is named Aurora. Now I will say, I love this pin. She looks so good in this pin. Some of the best she's ever looked.
It's a nice pin.
I absolutely love Sleeping Beauty as an aesthetic art movie. Not the most empowering to women. I will say though, it's a very empowering movie for young men, I think. That hero is pretty cool, isn't he, Philip?
Yeah, he's really cool.
He slays a dragon. Pretty cool. Coming in at a very controversial 11, we are going to probably make some people mad about this. We have The Little Mermaid with Ariel. This is probably controversial, but all I have to say is that I'm looking forward to seeing how they grow her character in the new live adaptation of this movie, because in the original movie the entire message is if you change yourself and don't speak, that someone will fall in love with you. I know that's not really the message of the movie, but I think that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Though I did love The Little Mermaid as a child, because man, I wanted to be a mermaid. Why did she have to leave the sea?
Up next here at number 10 we have Cinderella, a classic for sure.
Yeah, this is another movie that we love, and it is also not the most empowering message in the world. That being said, I love Cinderella because, first of all, she's the only princess that's a actually appropriate or more appropriate age. Cinderella is one of our favorite movies. I actually think Cinderella is not as bad. It is usually given the reputation, I feel like, of the weak princess who needs saving, and I don't love that for Cinderella. I see her more as someone who makes the best out of her circumstances that are not great, and that she does fall in love with the prince. I think that she doesn't know he's the prince, they fall in love, and then she gets to have her happily ever after. And honestly, I think that that's fine. Do I think this is a super empowering message? No. Do I think it's something that's inherently wrong? No. I think that she just is making the best of crappy circumstances, but making nice friends and giving them little outfits.
Yeah. Not too bad for the time. maybe.
No, it really only has one line in it that's truly bad. Like, that aged poorly, I guess. But other than that, really, and that line is,
"Leave the sewing to the women."
"You go get some trimming, and we'll make a lovely dress for Cinderella." Cinderella, love the movie. Still love her as a princess. The movie itself is not the most empowering, but it is beautiful.
What's next?
Okay, then we got, in spot number 9, we have one of Trevor's very favorite princesses. Do you want to... Anyone know who that is? You guys actually probably are going to say Jasmine, but no. We have...
Belle.
Now, Belle is definitely, I think, a step up from previous princesses in older movies because she is a fully formed adult with a personality, and she likes to read, which is very good.
Very good for her.
As a character, I think she's great. In the movie, does she fall in love with the captor that is keeping her against her will?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she does.
Don't think that's the most empowering message. Anything you think we're wrong about, you let us know. Obviously, we're oversimplifying all of these stories. Next, we have another one of Trevor's favorites. This is in our number 8 spot.
Jasmine.
So Jasmine has one of my favorite lines in Disney history where she says to her dad in Aladdin, "I am not a prize to be won." I mean...
That's a classic, for sure.
Classic line. She's an awesome character.
She is really awesome.
She is, however, not the star of the movie. The movie is about Aladdin. And her role, in many ways, is to represent all of what Aladdin is working towards. Once again, there we go. Okay, now we're going to step into some of our more controversial, but I'm actually going to say these next two are like neck and neck, feeling like they could be like equals in this discussion. And one of them we do not have a pin for.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we'll start with the one we do have a pin for. I think we have her down at number 7, but again, 7 and 6 feeling like they could be replaced, like interchangeable.
Pocahontas.
And Pocahontas, really, I think her movie is actually pretty empowering. She is able to use her voice to keep her people from being in danger, and she does not have a traditional happy ending, but instead is able to create change in her community in a very positive way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I do think the movie loses a few points for
embellishing historical.
Yes, to name one of the major reasons. Yeah. But also, I do think that her love for John Smith does kind of weaken the plot in terms of her arc and her character development. That being said, the scenes with her and John Smith are very beautiful. This is again another beautiful art piece and movie, despite its absolute historical inaccuracy. Next, we have, and you know what? I know a lot of people love this movie. Anytime, again, once again, you hate us for this, leave a comment. Let us know why we're wrong. We want to hear it. Now, our number 6 princess, we do not have a pin for, and this is Rapunzel. Now, Rapunzel is in the movie Tangled. I think that she is a really well-developed character, and she goes through a lot of growth through the movie. She learns to trust herself. She ends up being able to identify who the real villain in her story is. And I think that that is a really empowering story again.
She's a really sort of fully fleshed out and recognizable personality.
Yes. Sure. That being said, is her personality very much a stereotype of a portrayal of a certain type of woman? Maybe, perhaps, yes. Is her personality firmly within the what's seen as socially acceptable and not difficult to like? Yes. Does that mean it's not fun? No. Is the movie still great? Yes. Is the music still good? Excellent. And is the animated TV show amazing? You should all watch it. Definitely watch Tangled, the TV show. Again, I think that they really do flesh out her character really well, which is one of the reasons that they were able to make a TV show about her, is because her character is fully formed. And I do think that from here on up, all of these stories, these princesses really have their own unique characters, attributes. When you hear about them, you can kind of see what you think that they would do in fully formed ways, which is really awesome.
Absolutely.
So next we have, in number 5,
Merida.
Merida. I think that this movie is empowering for many reasons, and maybe not the most obvious, like, oh, she's a woman who's, like, not wanting to get married. That's so empowering. I think the things that are most empowering about her movie really is her relationship with her mom, how she's able to be true to herself, but also learn and grow as a character. And female relationships are really important, and mother-daughters are often portrayed in very negative ways, their relationships in media, which is not always good. This story has a really accurate, and this movie has a really accurate and well thought out example of the conflicts that sometimes parents and children have together, while also showing at the end that ultimately they both are on the same team, want the same things, and they can work together to get those things. So I think that's empowering. Okay, then we have, in our number 4 spot, and this is hard for me to put in the number 4 spot because I love this movie and I love this princess. If anyone has any guesses, we'll take them now. Did you leave a comment? Okay. Is Tiana. Ooh. And we love us some Tiana, baby.
Tiana's great.
Tiana is great. She is a full character, and she has a story and goals and dreams and ambitions, and it is why she is so great. And her movie is truly empowering, I think.
It is, yeah, it definitely is.
Tiana is a really amazing princess. I think she is the perfect example of a modern fairy tale where she is both able to achieve her dreams and get the man. I think that it is a really great story. And I do really love that she is able to accomplish all that she dreams of and wants to do, while still being able to remember the most important things in life, which are family. I'm only dinging it because I'm not dinging it. I'm just saying that it's in our number 4 spot because the other 3 are really high up there. Okay, what can I say?
Yeah, it isn't necessarily the best, right? On this list.
On this list, but it's like probably my top 2 princess movies of all time. Which brings us to our number 2 and 3 spot, and those are also a tie. And we do not have a pin for one of them, so apparently that's a theme with our tie groups. Yeah. So we'll start with the one we do have a pin for, which is
Moana.
Moana has one of the best journeys of self-discovery and empowerment, I think, in all of Disney. Her movie is great. The music is wonderful. But the movie and Moana are such good examples of female empowerment and empowering to women, is when she basically discovers that she is the answer in many ways to her own problems, that she can look inside of herself and find what is needed. And that is a message that I think women need, and really everyone needs.
Yeah, it totally is. It totally is. It's a wonderful message.
Now, our other pick for, again, the similar tie spot is actually in many ways a very similar story. Maybe not story, but similar character development, which is within the movie Raya and the Last Dragon. Now, she is the newest princess. We liked that movie a lot. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good.
And she is similar to Moana in how she is a leader and is able to find within herself and within others, because that's a little bit different in Raya than it is in Moana, the things that are needed to help her people and her community. And I think that Moana and Raya share that leadership that is really empowering. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a warrior necessarily, but it does mean that you can see a problem and you love other people enough and care enough to want to solve it. I think that's empowering.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some similarities between their two stories, and I think that they are both really empowering and belong on the upper end of this list for that reason.
And again, fully fledged out characters.
Yes.
And have
Distinct
personalities and likes and dislikes, and we get to know them throughout the movies.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, that is really great. It makes you love the character. They are the main characters in their story, right?
Yep.
And our very last, I'm sure, is going to be of zero surprise to anyone. And we're not biased at all. But we have Mulan. Now, I want to be really clear and say something, which is that it is not the fact that Mulan is a warrior or that she is shunning the traditional roles of women that make her story and her movie so empowering. It is not the fact that she turns all of like gender roles on its head. I do love that part of the movie, but I think the thing that makes Mulan such an empowering movie for everyone, especially women, is that she goes through this phase of trying to be someone she's not twice. Once as this hyper feminine woman, then once pretending to be a soldier, a man, and neither of those are right, and it takes her taking on all parts of who she is to be able to find success. She wins in her fights because she takes on her own strengths and is able to accomplish what she needs to do to help other people, again, because of who she is and the unique things that she contributes that no one else can. And that is empowering. And that is empowering, again, I think, not just to women and to girls, but to all people. And especially, though, as a woman growing up, I really think that this movie had a great impact on me and my desire to do what was right no matter what. So
yeah, well, it's really cool to see her, like you said, go through all those phases and find out who she truly is on the inside, which is really empowering. How it's not just like the moral of the story doesn't become to fit into a certain mold or to even change from the mold that you're into, but it's to find out who you truly are.
yeah. And which is actually why I'll do one more shot of this pin in the middle. And I think that's actually one reason why this pin in the middle is so important, because at this point she's looking at her reflection and it is who she is inside. Well, not really, but it's like a mirror of what she was and who she is now. And I think that, again, this movie is really empowering in all of these amazing ways. So, well, what do you think? Do you agree with us? Were these as spicy of a take as you thought they would be? I'm feeling like the biggest pushback we're going to get is probably on Ariel. That's just because people are diehard Ariel fans. We're just talking about the movie, not necessarily just the princess, but how the movie portrays the princess. But hey, we're open to feedback. Let us know in the comments. Do you think that we are accurate? Do you think that this even matters? Is this just an arbitrary ranking? Who knows? Again, these are not our opinions on the movies themselves necessarily, but just on how they do at empowering and uplifting and shedding light on the strengths of women and girls. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what of these movies, of the princess movies, is your favorite. And also, did you have a favorite pin that we showed? If you're not really a princess person, did you have a favorite pin that we showed off today? You might have noticed most of them were in the same set. We are looking for only one more pin in that set. So if you happen to have the Rapunzel in this set, please hit up our Instagram.
Disney Pinsomniac in the description.
Thank you so much again for watching. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye!